Hello everyone students. Today I am going to discuss with the second year chapter of NCERT, that is a class 12 human reproduction chapter. As we know that it's a very important chapter and very understanding chapter actually, right? I am going to discuss in detail about the every topic in this chapter in detail very clearly with the help of diagrams. So let me start with the human reproduction. Right, first if I discuss about the reproduction, what is actual the meaning of reproduction here? It is the one of the fundamental property for every living organism to be done for sure, right? It's a process where it can produce a new offspring, we can say. This reproduction we can also call as, right, reproduction we can also call as, we can use the another word for this reproduction as a breeding, or we can also call it as procreation. We can also call it as procreation. Everyone knows that reproduction should be done in every living organism to produce their offsprings or to produce their progeny in the future actually, right? So whatever the reproductive organs or the system, right, which we are discussing in this chapter, they are derived from the mesodermal in origin, right? It is derived from the mesodermal in origin. So all the reproductive systems or the reproductive organs which is present in both male and female are derived from the mesodermal in origin. Now let me have some points regarding to the human actually here. As we know that humans are sexually reproducing organisms, right? Humans are the sexually reproducing organisms, okay? And humans are the viviparous organisms, we can say. We will show the viviparous in nature, right? We'll show the viviparous in nature. What do you mean by viviparous in nature? The organisms which can give birth to the new young ones, not laying the eggs actually, right? That we are the viviparous organisms here, and we are the unisexual organisms, right? We are the unisexual organisms where only the one sex will be present in the organism. Either it could be a male or either it could be a female here. We can say, we can also call the unisexual organisms as a dioecious organisms, right? And next, human can also show a property calling it as a sexual dimorphism, right? Human can also show a property called as sexual dimorphism. Right? What do you mean by dimorphism, sexual dimorphism? It's a phenomena by which a male and female individual can differentiate externally actually. Either it could be a male or either it could be a female here. Okay, so some properties or the regarding about the human we have to get remember according to our NCERT, that is humans will shows the sexual reproducing organisms. We are the viviparous actually here. We are the unisexual organisms, and we will show the property or the phenomenon calling it as a sexual dimorphism. Okay, now let me discuss the next thing, that is, let me add the slide over here. Some basic points you should remember, that is the developmental periods in the human, right? So any human will have a developmental periods will be present, right? Any human who is present on this earth, they will have a two types of developmental periods will be present. Okay ma, right? Two types of developmental periods will be present. The first type of developmental period we are calling it as a prenatal period. Second one we are calling it as postnatal period, right? Second one we are calling it as a postnatal period. Okay, prenatal period. So the name itself, it is telling that pre means before, natal, the word meaning is the birth, means before birth, right? Before birth, the period which is present means the developmental period which is present in the humans, right? So before the birth we will be there in the mother's womb, right, Nana? Right? As we are in the mother's womb, right from our zygote condition to up to our developmental period in the mother's womb as a fetus, right? Up to the 9 months we can consider here now, right? Until this period, whatever the developmental period is there in the mother's womb actually, so that period we will call it as a what here now? Prenatal period. Okay, now postnatal period, the name itself it is telling, post means after, natal is nothing but what here now? Birth, right? So after our birth, after the completion of the development in the mother's uterus as a fetus, we will just get the parturition process and delivery will happen. After the birth, right? Right from birth to until our death, right? Until the death, whatever the developmental period is present in our body, we'll consider that as a what period here now? Postnatal period. It's just out of NCERT, but you should have an idea about this, right? In the human, the developmental periods will be the 2 types. One is a prenatal period and one will be the postnatal period. Prenatal period is nothing but the period of development of a human when we are in the mother's womb, right from our zygote after the fertilization, zygote condition to up to the fetus condition of 9 months. After the delivery, then the first day of the birth to until our death, whatever the developmental period will be there, we'll call it as a postnatal period. We can also call the prenatal period as a embryonic period also, and the postnatal period as a non-embryonic period here. Clear these 2 points here, right? Next, let me move on to the next one actually. According to NCERT, in the NCERT there is a one word is there beta. What is that word here? So NCERT, if you can see the second line in this chapter of the first paragraph in the second line, if you can see there is a one word calling it as a reproductive events, right? There is a one word calling it as a reproductive events, right? So, what do you mean by these reproductive events? Remember this point, this is given in the NCERT for sure, where the most of the students won't focus on that. The reproductive events will start, right? The reproductive events will start in our body, right? In our body, all the reproductive events will occur after the puberty. This line has given in the NCERT, I will show you in the last of this lecture, right? In the NCERT where this point has given, reproductive events will happen in our body after the puberty actually. These reproductive events are of 3 types actually, right? The reproductive events are of 3 types which is happening in our human body. The first one calling it as a pre-fertilization events. The first event calling it as pre-fertilization events. Second one calling it as fertilization events, right? Second one calling it as fertilization events. Third one we can call it as post-fertilization events, right? Third event we will call it as a post-fertilization events. Before this point, I have discussed about the developmental periods of a human, that is throughout their lifetime in the human, prenatal period and the postnatal period. I hope so you remember, you understood that one, what is prenatal period and what is a postnatal period. Now, we are discussing about the reproductive events which are happening in the human body actually. That too, reproductive events will start after the puberty. It's a very important NCERT point, need to be remember. These reproductive events are of 3 types. One is the pre-fertilization events, and second one is a fertilization event, and third one is a post-fertilization event. In the NCERT, they have given in a steps wise, right? That we will discuss now, right? In that first step we have to discuss this 5, totally nearly the NCERT has given the 9 steps beta. All the 9 steps are very important in detail. Let me discuss here. The first step, right? The first step calling it as gametogenesis, right? Gametogenesis. Right, the first one calling it as gametogenesis, right? Gametogenesis, genesis, the word meaning is what here now? Formation, right? Genesis is nothing but the formation. Gamete, right? You are forming the gametes actually here. What do you mean by the first step calling it as a gametogenesis? Gametogenesis is nothing but formation of gametes, right? Formation of gametes. We will call that process is a what here? No, gametogenesis. Formation of gametes, we can call it as a gametogenesis. What gametes we are going to get formed in the human? As we know, the sexual dimorphism we are showing in the male, we are going to be get formed the sperm, right? As if it is in the female, we are going to form the gamete, calling it as a ova, right? As we know that gametes are in the haploid in condition actually, right? The sperm and as well as the ova. The formation of these gametes in the human body, will call this process is a gametogenesis. This is the first event which is happening in the pre-fertilization events. Of course, everyone knows that gametogenesis, formation of the gametes, will happen after the puberty only, isn't it here? No? Of course, there is an exceptional case in the ova beta. In the female, the oogenesis will get start of the embryonic condition only. That we'll discuss later. So here the gametogenesis process. Now the second thing, right? The second step after the gametogenesis process, right? After the gametogenesis process, the second step will be that is insemination, right? Insemination. The second step is the insemination. What do you mean by insemination here? The name itself, it is going to tell you that is the transfer of sperms into female reproductive tract, right? Transfer of sperms into female reproductive tract. So let me just show you in the diagrammatic manner also here itself, right? For example, let me take this one. So assume now here it is a uterus, right? Here it is a uterus, cervix and as well as the vagina, and here the fallopian tube will be present here. Okay, now insemination is nothing but inserting of the penis, right? By that the sperm insertion will happen into the female reproductive tract through the vagina. This process of transfer of the sperms into female reproductive tract, we will call it as a what here? No, insemination, right ma? So next thing here now, after the insemination, the next step, right? After the insemination, the next step we can say it as that is a fertilization. That is fertilization, right? The next third step will be the fertilization. Remember these guys? So just now I have told you in the previous slide that so reproductive events are of how many types? 3 types. Pre-fertilization event, fertilization event, post-fertilization. Now under the pre-fertilization events, I am writing the 2 points, that is one is called as gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is a pre-fertilization event and one is calling it as insemination. It is also a pre-fertilization event. Now we are discussing about the third step, that is a fertilization actually. Okay. Now we can look at here, in the sense these two are considering it as a pre-fertilization events and we are discussing about the fertilization event actually. As you everyone knows that fertilization, that's a fusion of male and the female, right, to form the zygote, right? Fusion of the male and as well as the female gametes to form the zygote. We can consider this as a what here? No, fertilization here, right? And the next step, right? So here after the fertilization is completed, the next step what it is going to be get happen, right? That will be the next after the pre-fertilization events. Fertilization event is completed. Now we are stepping into the post-fertilization events. Every step has given in the NCERT, but you should find it in the which event comes under, which events have the which processes actually here. Okay, after the fertilization, next we are going to get discuss about the cleavage, right? The next step is a what here now? Cleavage. So cleavage is nothing but we can say it as it is the fertilized egg, right? Whatever the fertilized egg is present, that is, can I consider it as a zygote actually which is formed here? So this fertilized egg undergoes, right? So undergoes series of mitotic cell divisions. Simply, if I can say division of the zygote, we can call it as a cleavage actually, right? Here actually the holoblastic cleavage will happen. In the next classes, we'll discuss what is the meaning of this holoblastic cleavage also, right? So, after the formation of the zygote, the next process will happen, the cleavage. The fertilization of the egg undergoes a series of mitotic cell divisions, or the zygote will undergoing for cell division, will consider it as a cleavage. So, if I consider now here, right? If I consider now the sperm entry will happen, as we know that this is the place where the ampulla, the fertilization will happen here now, right? Now the sperm entered here now, here the ova is there, sperm entered, and here the zygote formation is happened. After the zygote formation is completed here, now this zygote will undergoes for division beta, like as a 2-celled stage, 4-celled stage, 8-celled stage, 16-celled stage. This is the place, right? We will call it as a isthmus, right? So this is the place where the cleavage process will happen, right? So whatever the ova which is fertilizer one is there here now, the zygote which is formed, that will transport or start moving towards the isthmus, towards the uterus, by the help of the ciliary movements which are happening in the fallopian tube. In the next we will come to understand still more in detail about this process here. I am just talking about the glands of this one here, right? After the cleavage is completed, the next step will be the formation of blastocyst, right? The next step will be the formation of blastocyst, right? Blastocyst. In different MCQs or in any different books, you will find one more word like as a blastula also, right? What is the difference between the blastula and as well as the blastocyst? Actually, this blastula will be used in the other animals which is other than the human actually here. The same thing, the same structure, but the word names are different for that. Blastula we will use in the other animals, blastocyst we will use in the human actually. Now if you can see, hereby it has started with the which events here now? Post-fertilization events. It has started with the post-fertilization events. I hope so I am clear with this first. Gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, cleavage and the blastocyst. Then what do you mean by the blastocyst actually? Blastocyst is nothing but that's a spherical ball which is having with the 32 celled stage, right? 32 celled stage. In the sense, what I mean to say here is, for example, here the zygote is formed, right? This is a zygote. This zygote will undergoes for the division to form the 2 cells again. Which division it will undergoes? Mitotic cell division here, right? And it will forms again 4-celled stage it will form, right? After that it will form the 8-celled stage, like in this way, okay? After that it will form the 32-celled stage will be there. These 32-celled stage structure, the spherical ball-like structure which is present, we will call it as a what here now? Blastocyst. 8 to 16 celled stage we are calling it as a morula actually, right? So in the next also we will discuss 8 to 16 celled stage, we will call it as a what here now? Morula, okay? So now blastocyst is completed. Now the blastocyst enters into the uterus, right? Now the blastocyst enters into the uterus here. So this process in detail in the next also we'll discuss here, okay? I hope so I am clear with this. Gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, cleavage and the blastocyst. The next step what it is going to be happen, right? The next will be the implantation. The next event which is happening is the implantation. What is implantation? Implantation we can also use the another word calling it as nidation, right? You'll find this nidation word in the different MCQs books actually here. Implantation we can also call it as a nidation. So this implantation is nothing but that is attachment of, right? Attachment of blastocyst. Attachment of blastocyst to uterine wall, right? Attachment of blastocyst to uterine wall. That to which layer of uterine wall? Because uterus is having 3 walls actually. Next we will discuss which uterine wall it is going to be get attached. That is a endometrium. right? Endometrium is the inner wall of the uterus actually. In the sense, if I show you in this diagram, right? So if I show you in this diagram, here it is a place where the blastocyst came, and here the endometrium layer will be there, where the blastocyst will go and attach to this endometrium layer, right? Attachment of this blastocyst with this endometrium layer only will call that process is a what here, no? Implantation. Implantation is also a post-fertilization event or pre-fertilization event? Obviously, it's a post-fertilization event, right? Post-fertilization event. Now, the next thing, right? The next, after the implantation, what will be the next step actually here, right? The next step, we can call it as a gestation period, right? Gestation period. NCERT has given this as a gestation period. If I go in detail, there will be a lot of steps will happen, but we are not discussing in detail about this one here. We are just following the NCERT sequence here. After the implantation, the next event which is going to be happen is a gestation period. So gestation period is nothing but that will be the developmental period of the fetus in the mother's womb actually here. So it will be the around 280 days. If you ask me in the weeks, I will write it as a 40 weeks, right? Or it could be a 9 months, maybe 7 days. It's approximately actually here. Okay, this will be the gestation period. After the gestation period, after the baby development is completed in the mother's womb, what will be the next step it is going to be happen? That is parturition, of course, right? That will be the parturition. Okay, so what do you mean by parturition here? No, parturition is nothing but that's a process of delivery of baby, delivery of fetus, right? So at the time of delivery of the fetus, whatever the pains the mother used to get, that is we will call those as a labor pains, right? We'll call those as a labor pains actually here, right? After the fetus has got delivered, then the next step, right? After the fetus has got delivered, the next step will be that is lactation. The baby has to be get nourished with the milk, right? And after the lactation, the baby will undergoes for the next process, that will be the development will be there. That will be the puberty. The baby will reach to the puberty condition here. As we know that, what do you mean by puberty here? Everyone knows the meaning of the lactation, where the nourishment of the baby, nourishment of the infant from the milk, from the mothers in the form of the milk we can consider. And here the puberty is nothing but that is the attaining of sexual maturity, right? Attaining of sexual maturity of a person. We'll call that period as a what here? No, puberty, right? So attaining of sexual maturity of a person, we can call it as a puberty, or else we can say one more word also, development of secondary sexual characters, right? I'm not talking about the secondary sex organs actually. I'm talking about the secondary sexual characters. What is the difference between these two? We will discuss here now. So development of the secondary sexual characters, that particular period we'll call it as a what here now? Puberty actually. Clear these points here? So NCERT events we are discussing here now. So as I told you, I'm just going to glance with that. As I told you, the reproductive events are of three types. One is a pre-fertilization event, fertilization event, and as well as the post-fertilization events. In that, the first pre-fertilization events, gametogenesis and insemination. Gametogenesis is nothing but formation of the gametes, that is a sperm and as well as a ova, male and as well as a female. And formation of the sperm, we will call it as a spermatogenesis, and the ova formation we can call it as a oogenesis. Releasing we can consider it as a spermiation, and here the ova releasing we can consider it as a ovulation, right? After the gametogenesis is happened, the next pre-fertilization event will be the insemination, right? That is a transfer of the sperms into the female reproductive tract by inserting the penis through the vagina into the uterus, right? By that the sperm will get transferred. This process we will call it as a insemination. I'll have one more word here. I'll have one more word, that is you can see one more word calling it as a ejaculation, right? You can see one more word calling it as a ejaculation. Did the ejaculation and the insemination both are same here? No, No, both are not same actually here. Ejaculation is nothing but sending the sperms, right? Sending out sperms from male reproductive tract, right? Sending out sperms from the male reproductive tract. They are just flushing their sperms out of their body, right? We can consider that process as a what? Ejaculation here, right? But insemination is nothing but transferring of that sperms from male reproductive tract, means from male body towards into the female body, into the female reproductive tract. That we will call it as the insemination. If the sperms are going out of the male body only, we cannot call it as a insemination. We will call it as a what here now? Ejaculation. I hope so clear with these two words, insemination and as well as a ejaculation here. And the next step is a fertilization, and that is a fertilization event. And after the fertilization, the next will happen what here now? Cleavage, right? Fertilization is completed here now. The cleavage will get started. Cleavage will happen in the isthmus region here. Once the cleavage is started, beta, it will happen the holoblastic cleavage. We'll discuss further, right? Once the holoblastic cleavage is happened, 2-celled stage, 4-celled stage, 8-celled stage, 16-celled stage, 68 to 16-celled stage, we'll call it as a morula. Once 16-celled stage is completed, next it forms the next stage, which is a 32-celled stage. That 32-celled stage we'll call it as a blastocyst actually. After the blastocyst is happened, they are formed, then the implantation will happen. So implantation is going to be get happen. That is a that is, what do you mean by implantation? We said attachment of the blastocyst to the uterine wall of an endometrium layer. We'll call it as a implantation. Implantation is also calling it as a nidation here. This is a part of the post fertilization events all which are happening in the female body here, right? After the implantation, next the gestation period will start. The embryo, right? I should not call it as a baby, we can call it as a embryo. Zygote, embryo, then fetus. So the development from 3rd month to up to the 9 months, wherever the developmental period will be present, the fetus, that period we can call it as a what? Gestation period. If I take the days, to 80 days will be there. If I take the weeks, 40 weeks will be there. If I take in the months, it will be the 9 months, around 7 days. It's approximately not exact here. After the gestation period is completed, the baby is now ready for the process, calling it as a parturition. That is a process of delivering of the fetus. We can consider it as a parturition, right? So at that time, whatever the pains we used to get the female body, right? The mother, we will call those pains as a labor pains actually, because of the contraction of the uterus wall, whatever is happening, right? After the parturition, the baby goes, the fetus got delivered. Now we can call that as a what? Baby here now. So or the infant we can say, where the lactation need to be get provided to that baby here now. After the lactation, the baby will start developmental period will happen. It reaches to the puberty. Until here the NCERT has given very clearly all these events actually here. So puberty is nothing but attaining of the sexual maturity. Here I used to talk, I wanted to talk about the developmental of secondary sexual characters. Actually there are two types of characters will be there, right? One is the primary sexual character and one more is the secondary sexual character. Listen these 2 points carefully, ma, right? Primary sexual character, secondary sexual character. Primary sexual character is nothing but when any fetus has got delivered, right? By seeing which character you are deciding the sex of that baby, right? Either by seeing that genital organs, either it is a male, penis it is there, or maybe the vagina it is there. By that you are going to decide the sex of that baby actually here. That character, that genital organ where you are deciding the sex of that baby, that character we will call it as a what here now? Primary sexual character. It means as very simple, primary sexual character is nothing but after the birth of the baby actually everyone knows that doctor will get the baby out of the ICU or maybe out of the operation theater, and they will just tell you that you have a baby a girl or you have a baby boy, right? Just by seeing their penis region or maybe the vagina region, whatever the baby will have, right? So that particular genital organ we can consider it as a primary sexual character. I hope so I am clear. Now the second one, that is a secondary sexual characters. Secondary sexual characters are the characters which are developing either in the male body or in the female body at the time of puberty, when they are attaining the sexual maturity. Around we know that will be differ from the male body and the female body. If I go with the male body, it will be the around 10 to 14 years or maybe the 16 years, isn't it? It will be the varies here. If I go with the female body, it will be the early than the male actually here now, right? At that time of maturity, whatever the characters, if I say examples in the female body, developing of the burst region, right, and just voice pitch actually, which is very high pitch will be there here now, right, so growing of their height and all these things. And if I go with the male body, producing the Adam's apple actually, getting the low pitch actually here now, and developing the hair on their breast region, all getting the acne on their face here now. All these are the some secondary sexual characters which are developing. I hope so you got the difference between the primary sexual characters and the secondary sexual character. Remember this point, primary sexual characters is differed, primary sex organ will be the differed, secondary sexual characters are differed, secondary sexual organs are differed. In the further, let me discuss that also here. So developing these secondary sexual characters at their age, we can call that period as a what here now, puberty. I hope so I'm clear with this one, right? And now this every point has given in the NCERT beta. So now let me discuss the next topic actually here now. So now we have to discuss about the next topic, that is before going to discuss with this next topic actually here, NCERT has given that this process of reproductive events, whatever is happening, means process of starting of this gametogenesis, what is happening, it is differed in the male and as well as in the female, right? The gametogenesis will not happen same in both male and as well as a female. If I talk difference between the male gametogenesis and the female gametogenesis, male gametogenesis means process of production of the sperms will happen until their death in their body actually here, right? Until their death, the process of production of the sperms will happen in the male body, but in the female body it will be get ceases, right? It will be get ceases around the age of, right, around the age of 50 years. This word has given in the NCERT, ceases, the word meaning itself stopping, right? It will stops or it will stopping, right? It stops or the stopping, right? So in the female body, the gametogenesis will stops around the age of the 50 years. NCERT has not given exactly the 50 years. Remember, they gave it as around the age of 50 years. It could be a 45, it could be a 55, it could be a 48, or it could be a 49, right? So in that age, the gametogenesis process will be get ceases or stops in the female body, but in the male body until their death they can able to produce the sperms. Clear this point here, right? Now we have completed with the first paragraph of the NCERT, whatever is there here in detail. Every word I have explained you in detail actually here.